I'm Erica, and today I'm going to show you how to make a vegetarian lemon chickpea and roasted Brussels sprout lunch for your bento box. So I usually find myself in a rut in the winter, which is why I haven't done a bunch of videos. I'll start off the week like, I'm gonna make quinoa and vegetables, it's gonna be awesome, and then it's just like cold and dreary, and I'm like, I'll just have soup and cheese toast for months on end. So this is a recipe I found last year on Vox.com. I'm gonna post a link in the bio, so if you want to follow along that recipe, it's gonna be a lot more thorough with measurements and stuff. But anyway, I liked it so much that I have made it 100 times, and it's kind of my go-to for when I'm like, oh, I need to eat something that's not fake chicken or cheese toast and get some actual nutrients. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. I have most of it prepped already. I've already got my rice going because it's the middle of the day and the light was better, but it's the middle of the day and I don't need to eat it all at the same time. So I got my rice going and I got my Brussels sprouts in the oven, and I'm gonna show you how to make the chickpea part. It's pretty easy. You need chickpeas, you need lemons, or lemon juice, and if you want, I use whole lemons because I like the flavor that the zest adds. You need garlic. You need, if you want Parmesan cheese, it's totally optional. You can make it vegan. You need olive oil and butter. Again, you can make it vegan by not doing any butter and just use more olive oil. You can use basil. I forgot to get some at the store today because I forgot the recipe called for that, but I usually forget and make it without, and it's still delightful. So anyway, I'm gonna make a double batch because it keeps so well, and then I can have some to eat later for dinner tonight. So everything I'm doing, I'll let you know how much, it's pretty simple, like instead of 1 lemon, use 2. So anyway, I'm talking a lot, let's get to it. So the first thing you wanna do, heat up your pan, get that going. You're gonna use, if you're making a single recipe, you're gonna wanna have a can of chickpeas, drained and rinsed, ready to go, a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of olive oil. So I am doing double that. So I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a like a saute pan, like a frying pan, and 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna get that going. Oh yeah. And then I've got a clove of garlic, 2 cloves of garlic. And I'm going to put that in as well and get that going. So once my garlic is nice and toasty, it's been on for like a minute or 2, go ahead and add your chickpeas. And once again, I'm using 2 cans of chickpeas. And they have been drained and rinsed. And all you have to do is kind of stir this around. It is a little bit easier if you're making just a single batch of it, but I want to have it through the week because that's how I roll. Pretty lazy. So yeah, toss that around. And then you're gonna let it sit for about 20 minutes. And you're gonna want when they're done, they'll be like kind of crispy. And then we'll add the lemon juice. So I'm gonna show you how to prep the lemon juice right now. Can I do this? Oh yeah. Okay, check this out. So the original recipe doesn't call for lemon zest, but I got 2 lemons off my tree. They look orange, I know. They are something else. So I like to use a microplane grater and zest my lemons. So next thing you want to do, you want to just lightly roll these, gets the juice going. You can use lemon juice if you want, but it's not going to be the freshest flavor, but so some people that doesn't matter, so whatever. I take my strainer, I set it on top of my mixing dealio. Sometimes it stays, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. Oh yeah. And then I just take my reamer, and the lemons from my tree have more seeds than they're going to at the grocery store, so I like to just strain it. And you can put it all in one vessel as it's all gonna go to the same place. It's just lemon zest and lemon juice. I like to save these and throw them down my garbage disposal. Makes my kitchen smell real nice. So that's it. You have your lemon juice ready, you have your chickpeas going. I don't think I mentioned they should be over medium heat. Just stir them every now and then for about 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, we'll come back to them. So in the meantime, while my stuff's cooking, I'm going to get my top tier of my bento box ready. So the bottom tier, I'm gonna have 3 sections, which is gonna be the rice, the chickpeas, and the Brussels sprouts. So I'm gonna set that aside. I only need to do the top tier. So far, I've got my little peanut butter cups, my fave, and I've wedged them in there with a little container for my walnuts. So I'm gonna put the walnuts in there. And so I usually do a top tier of berries. I mean, if you watch all of my videos, that's what I do. I'm trying really hard to get away from that because they're not really in season. I guess they are kind of, but it's cheaper to do something else and healthier. So I'm gonna do a sweet potato today, and I don't have a ton of room, so I'm just gonna do half and then eat, I don't know, probably eat that now. I'm pretty hungry. I'm gonna put this on the other side. Yes, that's all I have room for is a quarter of a sweet potato. But you know what? I don't regret that decision. I'm just gonna eat this for lunch today. And then the other thing, I have a little bit more room, so I will put a few berries in there because it would be a shame to let them go bad, right? So I'll put a few in there. I've got a strawberry and then a couple raspberries. So, well, my top tier's done. It's kind of hard to show you. So my top tier's done. Well, you know what? Let's move those over there and make room for a little bit more. That's moldy. Oh, it's so fun. And then do this, and I have a colorful little top tier ready to go. And yeah, that should be done any minute. I'll show you what happens next. So my chickpeas are nice and toasted. I'm now gonna add my lemon juice and my lemon zest. If you're using basil, now is the time to add that. So just give that a toss and let that cook for about 4 minutes. I'm gonna finally, the last thing I'm gonna do is add a little bit of cheese. So I like this Parmesan Romano Asiago blend. You can use just regular Parmesan, which is what the recipe calls for. And the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons. But since I doubled it, I'm gonna do 4. So that's, let's say 1, 2. Oh yeah. I really like cheese, so I'm not opposed to any of this. So just mix that in and then cook it for about another minute and it'll get kind of cheesy. Okay, so my chickpeas are done. It's really hard to show everything with the camera angle, but anyway, so I've got my top tier done and I'm gonna put in my bottom tier, I'm gonna separate it into 3 portions. So the easiest way to do this is to start with the rice. I'm gonna take a good amount of rice and wedge it into 1/3 of the box. Rice is pretty good to put in first because you can kind of shape it however you want. I'm gonna take some chickpeas, spoon those in, fill them in the middle section. And then I'm going to take my Brussels sprouts, which I have over here, spoon those into the 3rd section, and that's it. I've done all of the cooking for the week. All I have to do is cut stuff up and put it into a bento box. And it's super healthy. There's actual nutrients in this one, which sometimes my bento boxes of late have not had any nutrients whatsoever. So let me show you the whole thing. Here's my finished bento box. It's pretty good. I got a lot of colors in there, which means I got a lot of nutrients going. I got sweet potatoes, which are good for your skin, walnuts, which are great for your hair and nails, and other stuff which is just good for you in general. And it's all whole foods and nothing processed except for my peanut butter cups, but those are hidden, so they don't count. right. I have a quick postscript. I get asked a lot how the boxes go together, so I'm gonna show you and then hopefully remember that I showed you guys in this video and link people to it. Okay, here's the bottom tier, my bottom tier. Here's my top tier. So the top sits into the bottom, and then there's a little lid in here. Some of them have it, some don't. That sits on that, and this sits right here. And then the whole thing gets an elastic band, and I'll have to find that later. But yeah, that's it. It holds all of your lunches. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want to see the actual recipe, click on the link in the bio. It's on vox.com, and the article was the anti-detox diet. But it's similar to what I was talking about when I get in a rut. And you just want to eat whole, real foods, but not, you know, anything restrictive. But anyway, it's a cool article. Check it out. So thank you so much for watching. Leave me comments. I can't reply to them unless you subscribe, so you have to subscribe and then leave me a comment, and then I'll be able to reply to you. I get asked a lot where I get my bento boxes. Amazon.com is a great resource. If you have Prime, you can usually get them next day, sometimes same day. They have a new thing now. The brand I like is Kotobuki. I did, actually a year ago, I did a video called Supplies and Where to Get Them, and I go through all my boxes and stuff. I haven't really acquired anything new since then, so it's still relevant. Check that out. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments or, you know, suggestions for what I should do, leave me a comment. And this recipe I thought would be really good because you can make it vegan, it's vegetarian, there's no weird fake meats involved. It's gluten-free, it's no carb. Rice a carb? Is butter a carb? Is rice, you know, whatever. You could swap the rice out for quinoa. There's a lot. Hold for dog. Lula! Anyway, there's a lot of different directions you can go to make it, to tailor it to your specific dietary needs. So, anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you next time.